Seb there. Four Australian whiskies under $100. Stay tuned.
So, what do we got first today, right?
Well, I think what we're going to do, Seb, is we're going to do these 4 Australian whiskies, which was a hard task to find.
Australian whiskies, got to wheel them down to 4, you know, it's a pretty big job.
They're big ticket items, Aussie whiskies, but we found 4 that are under $100. We've got them lined up here in dollar order. This is for Australian viewers, I guess. You know, $60 for the Ned, which is a blend, $60 for the Twofold, which is also a blend of malts. This is a blend of whatever. Rye, got Solera rye, so about, I think, 80, 90. And the whippersnapper here, or upshot Australian whiskey, that is from Perth, that's $100. So we got Melbourne, Perth.
Nice even.
Okay, the first whiskey we're going to do is Ned, Australian whiskey from Melbourne.
Icon.
Yep, 40% it is, Sev.
Yep.
It's got a nice paper seal on there. I'm going to pour this out. And we're going to give this a bit of tasting.
I've never tried this actually.
Now we've got 4 whiskies to get through.
Yeah, we've got to zoom through them, huh?
I don't want to have a big pour on here.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's give it a bit of a nose. Now this is from Melbourne, $60. It's a blend of, I think this is a blended whiskey basically. Not single malts, just a blend of Melbourne. They've got a massive production factory down there in Melbourne.
Yep, it's quite nice actually. Like a little bit of sweetness, but you know, not too sweet.
Yeah. It's a little bit sweet and toffee on the nose.
Oh, wow.
But
the taste is a lot sweeter than the nose, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's super sweet.
Wow.
I noticed it's coating the glass there, Sev. So it's got a bit of legs on it.
Yeah, it does.
But
then
mate,
it kind of dies out a little bit, huh?
Yeah, look, it's a big hit of sweetness, and then a whole stack of oak.
Yeah, I'm tasting like ice cream, like toffee ice cream. Like I just went to the ice cream parlour. It's a toffee ice cream.
Look, it tastes like a cheap whiskey. Sorry, I just get vanilla and oak basically. Almost like a vanilla Coke. A vanilla Coke. That's what it tastes like, with a bit of alcohol in it.
There you go.
So, all right. Okay. Next in the price range is Starwood.
Yep.
From down in Melbourne.
Oh, the Twofold. This one's a bit different. I have had this one.
Well, normally
the grain whiskey, right?
Yeah, that's right. So the Starboard whiskies are normally wine barrels. This one is basically, you'd say their entry level bottle.
Yep.
And it's mixed with the wine barrel whiskey and a grain whiskey.
Yeah.
So just to keep it affordable.
Yep, that's it.
So we're going to pour a bit of that in the glass.
You rock.
And now listen, Seb, if you feel like you need water, in any of these whiskies, the water's there.
That's
right. Glencairn, Joe, we'll throw that in there.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
What does the nose smell like here?
Oh, well, I love the Starboard whiskey. I drink it all the time, just, before dinner and after dinner. With the red wine barrel, so I get that sweet black currant, fruits. The wine really comes through, right?
Don't you get that? The wine, but honestly, I have had some of the other Starwoods. It's obviously not as prevalent as some of the others.
Mate, the other ones are full on, like the wine, the red.
Drinking like a wine with them.
It's like a wine and a whiskey combined. To me, that tastes like Starwood. The wine, right? The wine-based whiskey. Wine barrel finished whiskey. I would say it's got the same, raspberry, fruity notes, don't you think?
Little fruity, but for me, the grain is pretty prevalent. Like, look,
do you think so?
I think, look, for drinkers at home, I'd put a little bit of water in this, I reckon, to bring out the fruits.
Let's give a bit of water in there. Now, because the grain's probably got that bit of heat on the finish. You're getting that bit of heat. That's the grain whiskey coming through. Let's just try with a bit of sip of water.
Much better.
Softened it up a lot.
That's right.
100%.
So fruity now, so flavoursome.
100%. So listen,
less grainy taste, I guess.
Tell you what, big step up from the next Starwood. Big step up. Throw a bit of water in there, Seb. Great idea.
I think that's the way to go.
A bit of legs on there, and that's a great whiskey.
Yeah, I'm impressed with that one. But the next is one that we have formally reviewed.
Yes, we have actually done we've done the Gospel. It's a rye whiskey. From Melbourne.
Love a good rye.
Ryes are big now. And we've been loving the ryes we've had at my bottle shop recently. And one of them has been Solera whiskey, beautifully bottled here from Melbourne. And as we know, the rye grains come from the Mallee up in country Victoria.
Is it Victoria or South Australia?
I think it's Victoria.
Yeah, I've heard it's South Australia.
Might stretch into South Australia.
Might just go over a little bit. So where does this actual one come from? I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
anyway.
right. Okay, so let's give this one a bit of a nose.
Oh yeah, so that classic rye, smell. It's take you to the desert, really.
The ryes, look, you could argue they all smell the same, like baked bread, walking into a bakery, 6 a.m. in the morning, right, walking into the smell of bread.
That's it.
So that's what you get on the nose. I can't really get much else out of that, can you?
Not at all. Now, I don't know if you've had, like a bourbon, an American rye, but this is a lot softer, I would say, to traditional rye.
Yeah. It's got a weird sort of sweet note. I wonder if it's coming out of that grain that comes out of the mallee. It's obviously got a particular note to it that's very different to the American ryes, I would say. A little bit of a sweet note.
Yeah, but that's not saying that it's bad, right? It's actually quite enjoyable.
You'd say like a confectionery, right?
Yeah, that's
like
it.
one of those, one of those raspberry frogs.
A
raspberry frog in a glass.
Yeah, that's it.
It's got a bit of finish. I mean, some legs on it. It's drifting right around the glass there. What sort of percentage you got on this one here, Seb? 45%.
Yeah, 45 there.
All right, so that's 45%. Bit of a dull sort of copper in the glass.
Yep.
And what do you think about the finish on that one, Seb?
Yeah, look, it's going down nicely. A little bit of a burn, not too strong. I would say medium finish on that.
Not as spicy as a lot of the ryes we drink. Bit of spice still there.
That's right.
Bit of pepper note, bit of spice, just on the finish, and a bit of warmth.
Yeah.
I don't know if you notice as well that that's a big step up in percentage-wise, and you really notice that in the glass.
Correct.
Right, that extra 5%, stepping up from 40. What's this, 40 or 41? I think there's all 40 these lower ones, right? 40.
So
not sure.
it's getting up there, but it's definitely still enjoyable, despite it being
40.
sweeter and softer than I would say the Starboard at least. Definitely.
And one thing I noticed, Seb, is they're getting better as we go up.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll move on to the last one in our bunch, and the most expensive here.
That's right.
I should mention, Seb, just before we move on to the upshot, the last one is. It is rumoured that
you got a confession to make.
Well, I had heard that this is technically not whiskey. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah.
They call it a rye whiskey, but for it to be whiskey in Australia, it needs to be 2 years aged in the barrel.
That's right.
And apparently, some of the components of this are not. I don't know if that's
doesn't
true or
qualify.
not. Yeah, if we're wrong about that, please comment down below.
So it's rye drink, not rye.
That's right. A rye drink. Yeah.
All right, lovely.
Okay, last one now, Seb, is from Western Australia. Thank God it's not all Victorian.
That's right. We had to move out of there.
I don't know, where's the Sydney whiskey?
Yeah.
There's no Sydney whiskey available under $100, Seb.
Yeah. Well,
the Harbour City.
You know what? It's pretty hard to whittle down 4 under 100 Aussie whiskies. So I think you've done well.
Look, another confession is this is $99.99. So it's 1 cent under 100.
Just scraped in and
right.
And you know what? But I think this is made up of 80% corn. So
this is right.
Yes, it is technically a whiskey, but if you were in America, you'd be calling this a bourbon.
Well, that's a very good point. And actually, I've been to this distillery. It's basically in suburban Perth. And they've been cranking out some great whiskies out of there. In fact, the cask strength that I've got here in the back, that isn't under $100, just won a big whiskey award here in Australia. So it's basically, and that's a cask strength, which you don't see a lot in Australia because they obviously want to spread the whiskey around by watering it down. This one's straight out of the cask. And it's won quite a lot of awards. There's only batch 3 there.
Interesting.
So so that's interesting. So let's give this a shot.
Alright, so what do we got for those?
Let's have a look in the glass. Again, a sort of a light gold, light coppery gold colour in the glass.
Yep.
I'm not seeing much legs on there, Seb.
Nah, not at all. And honestly, I'm not getting much out of the nose as well.
Neither am I.
I'm like really trying to get a hint of something in there. Maybe like a touch of cinnamon.
Cinnamon, yeah.
But
cinnamon on toast.
But not much. Like I really have to give it a whiff to get there. So that's surprising. It doesn't really smell like much. So what does it taste like?
Let's give it a taste. Right, mate. Well, straight away, the first thing I got was the corn.
Yeah,
right?
That's
and
right.
the second thing was white pepper.
Yeah, right. I got nuts straight away.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, nuts. No, I don't really rate it. I think in a bourbon and coke it'd be all right. but
it's not. I mean,
by
it's not.
itself,
It's not a bourbon. I mean, they're
Yeah.
calling it an Australian whiskey.
Yeah.
It says craft distilled single barrel.
yeah, no, you're right. It's not,
100
a bourbon, but look, it's literally got all the
corn.
composition of a bourbon.
Well,
it's
that's
80%
true.
corn. It's
Yeah.
aged actually in American oak barrels
Yeah,
for 2
yeah,
years, like
yeah.
a bourbon.
Yep, they're virgin oak barrels
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
so,
yeah. So you know, as I said before, you know, I think if we were in America, this would be a bourbon. But
I like it.
yeah, you like it.
I do. I get that peppery. I almost feel like it's a cross between a bourbon. Yeah, you're right,
Yeah.
and a blended malt whiskey, and I think that's something really unusual. So yeah, I quite like that one.
Yeah.
So that sort of concludes the 4 under
Yep.
100.
Yep.
Now what we're going to do?
Oh, just quickly before we
Yeah.
do have a notable omission today. It didn't quite make the cut. Now we have done a review as well on it before. It's the Lark Symphony #1.
Yep.
This one fell under 100 because we put it at the 200 mil. So that's why, you know.
Is it 200 mil? 100 mil.
Oh, so 100. Sorry, 100 mil.
So you can get a Lark whiskey for like $50.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, if you look hard enough.
And you can put it, as we mentioned,
Yeah.
goes in your pocket
Yeah.
for a good night out.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen that, check out a review on that one. That's the Lark Symphony #1.
Yeah, like Symphony gets right now, the YouTubes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's give this a My Bottle Shop mark
Yeah.
out of 100 for each of these whiskies.
Yep.
And we'll have a quick break and then we'll come back and we'll give you the mark for each
That's
of the
it, the
four.
lowdown.
So what we're going to do is give this a My Bottle Shop mark out of 100. Let's start off with the cheapest one.
Yep.
Ned,
Yep.
Sev, what did you give it out of 100?
68 out of 100. Very toffee-like, super sweet. But 68. I probably
Yeah.
thought I was being a little bit generous.
Yeah, I mean, I'm about 65
Yeah,
on that
yeah,
one.
yeah.
I thought it was just too sweet,
Yeah.
lacking any depth.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, not bad.
Yeah, but I mean,
bit
people
oaky,
do
but-
like sweet things. If you like your sweet drinks, or your girl likes sweet drinks,
Yeah.
and you know, she probably like that.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, this is a mixer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes,
Ned and Coke.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Next one is Starwood.
Starwood, yeah.
Now, you know,
yeah.
better be careful here, mate.
Yeah,
I'm a big
he's gonna
Starwood
be like
fan.
84. 76 for me. Only good with a little bit of water. By itself, I mean, you know, after a little while it comes on and it gets better as you're drinking
Yeah.
it. But anything where I have to say that, can't rate too highly in my books.
Right. Well, look, I'm an 80, probably 80, 82. I do love the Starwood, and for $60, I think this is a lot of whiskey.
Yeah.
It's a blend of single malt from Melbourne and a grain.
Yeah.
Put some water in there.
Yep.
It's not a whiskey you would mix with any
definitely
mixers.
not,
You just
definitely
have that
not,
as a whiskey with a bit of water,
Yeah.
perhaps at night time,
Yeah,
whatever.
definitely different composition with the grain coming out.
Yeah.
As opposed to the others.
Right, now the gospel.
Right,
Now
yeah.
we've got to be careful because we've rated this before.
Yeah.
It'd be bad if we give it a
that's
different
right.
rating,
That's
right?
Interesting.
What do you
Yeah.
think out of 100 for this one, Seth?
Look, 74, 75, I would say.
Right.
Yeah, it's a bit low. Look, you know what? Probably 78. Actually, I'll go 78.
78,
because,
yeah.
look, I'm comparing. We've had a lot of good rides here, as you previously
Yes,
mentioned.
that's right. We had a big rye week last week, the My Bottle Shop rye week.
Yeah.
So we've got all those good flavours of that rye in our mouth,
We've
right?
had some great rides.
Yeah. I'm going to give this 80 out of 100. I think it's a great effort for an Australian rye. I love the packaging. I love the fact that I can just drink it straight up, get a bit of flavours in it.
Yep.
Probably this would be a great addition to any rye cocktails you want to do.
Yep.
You could mix it up with that.
Yep.
And now the last one.
Upshot.
Oh, the upshot. Okay,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
probably going to have different views on this because
Yeah.
I really liked it and you weren't keen. What are you giving out of 100,
I'm giving it
Seth?
72.
Whoa!
Yeah.
That's
Honestly,
ridiculous.
I'm just going to rip into it.
Oh,
Because
that's a
to tell the
joke.
truth, I think that was worse than the Neds.
Oh.
Especially when they want $99.99 for it.
Oh.
I think there's absolutely nothing in it.
Oh, that's criminal.
It is criminal, and I didn't
No.
like it one bit.
Well, I totally disagree with you.
Yeah.
I think this is 43% whiskey. It's handmade in Perth. I've been in there. I rated it. I thought it had delicious flavours of spice, peppery spice, nuts. I loved it. I think it's a drink you could have if you were caught between malts and bourbons. This is a great compromise. I'm going to give it I'm giving it an 84 out of 100. I reckon that was the best whiskey here. I'm not going to lie. So isn't that funny how we disagree? And how criminal you say that's worse than the worse than the Neds.
I did not enjoy that one. I was like struggling.
This is a blow up deluxe here, by Bolton.
Yeah. So you know what? I'd be interested to hear what you guys think of that as well. If you disagree. So.
Yeah. Leave any comments down below, please, and do give us a like if you're valuing the content. And if you don't value the content, give us a dislike so we know whether we're doing what we're doing is good or not.
But hey, look, if you don't like it, I should say, let us know why. We'd like to know why.
Give us some feedback.
That's it.
100%.
Just some feedback.
All right. Well, I can't cheers, you said, because our glasses are empty.
That's it.
So that was that delicious final shot of Upshot.
Yeah, that's right. I had to put it back into the bottle. But thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you again next time.
Yeah, and please hit that subscribe button for us as well.